Hi everybody, once again welcome back to my channel along with the new year 2020 that brings with it a message of hope, a dawning of a brand new chapter in our lives, which is why for this week's tutorial I'm sharing this beautiful booty pattern for babies. Let's get started. I'm using a 4mm knitting needle and this gorgeous turquoise color yarn. You can use any yarn that you want. We start by casting on 60 stitches. Here I'm using a long tail cast on. You can also use any method of cast on you feel comfortable in. If in case you're new to knitting, I'll leave a link in the description box that will guide you on how to cast on, knit and bind off step by step. It's a beginner's basic tutorial. Do check it out if you need to. So I've cast on 60 stitches each for the pairs, and if your projects are of pairs such as socks, booties or gloves, I will recommend you to knit or crochet them simultaneously. Otherwise you'll find that one pair is slightly bigger than the other because our hand doesn't always give the same tension after a few hours or days break. Alright, now we knit 10 rows continuously before we begin with the main pattern. Again, if in case you need to see more on how to knit, the link will be in the description box. I'll also explain how to change the size of the booty at the end of the video so that you can make different sizes according to your needs. Just knit 10 rows through and through and I'll meet you after that. Okay, my 10 rows are knitted for both the pairs. You may count the number of rows if you want, but even without counting it, you can easily know it by looking at these bumps or ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is right here 5. The same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes 2 knit rows to create a bump and a valley. So when you have 5 bumps like lines on both sides, it means you have completed 10 rows. Let's start with the 2-row repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Now the main pattern begins. 16 stitches at the beginning and 16 stitches at the end of the row will remain constant, such that when these two constants are added, it will come to about half of the total number of stitches. I'll talk more about this at the end of the video. It's better to use stitch marker to avoid counting of stitches again and again up to 16. If you don't have a stitch marker, use a different color yarn and make a small circle or loop. Now, bring the working yarn towards you and purl the 2 stitches together. You take this 2 like this. Again, take these 2 stitches in one go and purl. Purl the next stitch and also the next stitch and continue to purl till you're left with 18 stitches. That is 16 constant stitches and 2 stitches to be purled together. (16 stitches and 2). Now purl in this stitch will be different from before. Take the needle to the back. Instead of purling from front, we will be purling from the back. Insert your needle like this and come out front. Now yarn over, pick up the loop and let the 2 stitches off the needle. Place another marker bring the yarn forward and you knit the rest of the 16 stitches. This is the purl row of the 2-row repeat. Next row, knit the first 16 stitches or till the marker that we have placed in the previous row. Last 16, slip the marker to the working needle and we will knit the next 2 stitches together. Before that, I want to show you something. I knit the other pair for the sake of this tutorial. Now, these bigger bumps are what we want to create in the knit 2 together and which will shape our booty. You will see that it grows towards the center from both sides. So, our work will grow this way. Now, you insert your needle to the back like this. Instead of the regular knit 2 together, we will knit the 2 together this way. This is the knit row, so we will knit all the way till you are left with 2 stitches before the other marker. Alright, now we will knit these 2 together regularly, inserting the needle from second stitch point. Now slip the marker to the needle and knit the rest of the 16 stitches. The purl and knit rows are the 2-row repeat, and this is the knit row. Alright, so you continue knitting the rest of the 16 stitches, and before I leave you to your work, let's repeat the 2 rows once again. Once again, we will do the purl row, knit till the stitch marker, and now you can either slip the stitch marker to your needle or you can take it out if you need to, as the knit 2 together stitch becomes visible and you don't have to use the marker anymore. The stitch is not too visible in the camera, but I can clearly see them. Anyway, bring the yarn towards you. Purl the 2 stitches regularly. Purl all the way till you are left with 2 stitches before the stitch marker. Now, purl from the back, going through the second stitch point. Go from this point and out front towards the purl side. Remove the stitch marker or slip it onto your needle, yarn forward and knit the rest of the 16 stitches. Again, for the knit row, since I took out my marker, I'll knit it till this bump, knit 2 together. Now knit the 16 stitches till the bump. Knit these 2 stitches together through the back instead of regular knitting. knit these two, and knit all the way till two stitches were left before the next bump. Now knit these 2 stitches regularly and knit the rest of the 16 stitches. Now after completing 4 rows, you can see the decrease bump growing very nicely towards each other. They will grow this way and meet in the center. Continue these 2 rows of purl and knit till they meet, and I'll show you how to go on from there next. Now, the decrease lines have made one another perfectly right in the center. To finish, knit 1 row after they meet and cast off. But sometimes, according to different total number of cast on, you'll be left with 1 stitches in between the decreases like here. I will explain more of this at the end of the video. Then you knit 1 row and cast off. I'll not show you how to knit the last row again. Go ahead and knit the 1 row. I have already knitted mine, so I will be binding off. Leave a long tail to sew the booty. Alright, now just fold your work and it gives the shape of the booty already. We just have to sew from the ankle till the toe. Now, turn the work inside out. Thread in the needle and sew. Take only the back loop of both the seams, this one and the back loop of this one, and whip stitch it. This edging is done similarly in one of my socks knitting tutorial. I'll link in the description if you want to check out. Or if you notice here, I don't directly knit the first stitch for every row. I like the edging better this way. Okay, so continue to whip stitch through the back loop. From heel to toe, just whip stitch it through both the loops. You don't have to go particularly only in the back loop, but you can go through both. Whip stitch it all the way to the toe. Secure the loop and hide the extra yarns. Turn the work right side out. Hide whatever extra yarn remains, and that is it. If you enjoy such videos and would like to see more in the future, consider subscribing to Loose Handicrafts. I'd be most grateful and will do my best to keep putting up new videos each week for you. Also, this is the result it bore for stitching it only through the back loop, just like this one here. Link will be in the description box if you want to watch the video. Do the same for the other pair and you have your cute little booty. If you have any question, put it up in the comment section and I'll try my best to answer all your questions. Alright, as stated earlier, to change the booty to the desired size, it is not a difficult thing if you just understand this basic formula or concept. We need to know a constant number of the stitches on both sides of the edges. Once we know how many stitches are to be constant, the rest is easy. So this is what we will do to get the constant number. Say your total cast on is 60, so half would be 30. Divide 30 by 2 and it gives us 15. Add 1 to 15, which gives us 16, and this is how we took 16 stitches to be constant on both sides in this very video. Well, another example that we can give is, say your cast on is 30. Half of this will be 15. 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. Add 1 to it, which will give us 8.5. Round it off to give a whole number and we take it 9. So we will take 9 as the constant. Not so hard, is it, right? So this is how we determine the constant number and work out the pattern. I think the total cast on of 30 stitches would fit 0 to 6 months, 45 stitches would fit 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, 50 to 55 stitches 1 to 2 year, and 60 stitches would fit 3 to 4 years of age. I hope this was clear enough for you to understand, but then again, some babies grow fast, requiring them to wear sizes of higher age. So work out the stitches that would best fit them. And that is all for today. You have been amazing. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye and take care.